John Green did this on Valentine's Day, and Kaylee Hyde did it 3 days later, and it's been a month, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Dearest YouTube, here are 6 things that I can do. Number 1, I can clean books. I work at a bookstore, as I think you probably know by now, and before we put the books on the shelves, we clean them of dust and dirt, and we do it without damaging the books most of the time. And that is a thing that I can do that I didn't know how to do before I started working at the store. Number 2, I can play the guitar. I mean, not very well and not for very long, but I will sing you the 3 most heartfelt songs you have heard in your entire life, unless you listen to Celine Dion, in which case I will lose to her earnest charms every time. Number 3, I can tell you a lot about piracy. And I don't mean like piracy, I mean like... So at the end of middle school, I was in a theater company, and that theater company was called the Chesapeake Youth Players. And frankly, we kicked some major tuchus. We kicked so much tuchus, in fact, that by the time I was in the middle of high school, we'd had to split the company. The Chesapeake Youth Players continued to be the Chesapeake Youth Players, and the rest of us, the older and more serious actors, and more experienced actors, became the Chesapeake Theater Company. I'm not done yet. There was an offshoot of the Chesapeake Theater Company called the Skirvik Crew, in which I and like up to 10, I think, of my fellow theater kids and our director dressed up like pirates and sang piratey songs. And we were wildly popular. I mean, there was one point where we were being paid between $200 and $300 per gig, and we were getting like 2 or 3 of them a weekend. And I guess to you that doesn't sound like a lot, but to 11 high schoolers that is bang. We'd even had to shuttle over to the Eastern Shore a couple times, and we were getting pretty steady stream of gigs from Annapolis. And if I remember correctly, there was even a group of people from like one of the New England states who wanted to hire us, but we couldn't go because it was far away and we weren't rich or anything. I'm sorry, we probably had homework. Yeah, but so I can tell you a bunch of things you probably don't care about concerning pirates and like maritime tradition. Numero 4. Now, both Kaylee Hyde and John Green mentioned this one, but I feel it bears mentioning again. I can read. Now, John Green has said that he's trying to read 50 books in 2012, and I'm also trying to do this because I think it sounds like an awesome idea, and I have a bunch of books that I need to read. So far, I've read 2. The Fault in Our Stars and The Princess Bride, which I started reading before The Fault in Our Stars. Took a break from when The Fault in Our Stars got here so that I could read The Fault in Our Stars, and then finished reading after I had read The Fault in Our Stars. Number 5, I can hug a cat. And last but not least, I can do this. A couple weeks ago, a bunch of people were freaking out because Daniel Radcliffe revealed that he could do it on one of those talk shows, but I've been able to do it since I was like 10, and my brother explained to me how you do it. It's just a genetic thing. I can both roll my tongue backwards and roll my tongue and if you do them at the same time, you get that little like clover pattern. So that's 6 things I can do. Can you do 6 things? If you can do 6 things, leave them as a video response to John's video. I will put a link in the down bar. And I hope you have a lovely evening. Today is Wednesday, so I didn't have to work. And we're gonna watch 50/50 tonight because I got it from the Red Box. And my whole family has been wanting to see it, so that's exciting. Tomorrow I work at 3. I'm gonna go record a song now. Good night. And I'm aware that this isn't technically a Jolly Roger, but I don't own a giant Jolly Roger flag, I'm sorry.